This hearing is particularly important to me and my constituents. There are two airports in this region, in the National Capital Region, and I am co-chair of the Quiet Skies Caucus. I hear regularly from not only my constituents, but from fellow members about airport noise, and this question is for Ms. Buckley. Airport noise is not only a nuisance, it can affect health and safety. Ms. Buckley, can airspace design be utilized to reduce aviation noise and increase safety?
Thank you for the question. Airspace design does have a role in reducing noise and safety and sustainment as well. MITRE was involved in the execution of Metroplex, which was a large-scale FAA next-gen program that looked at congested, high-traffic airports and was able to optimize the use of airspace in those Metroplex areas and save billions of dollars both on fuel and showed proven changes in terms of noise as well in those urban areas. So yes, there are techniques that can be doing that. The FAA and MITRE has been looking at those through the Metroplex program and will continue to do so.
I'm pleased to hear that. Mr. Bunsey, in 2021, the General Aviation Manufacturers Association committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2050. That, of course, is in line with the Paris Agreement to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now, this commitment to carbon neutrality is admirable given that communities of color and low-income groups in the United States are exposed to higher levels of air pollution. So my question for you, Mr. Bunsey, is what changes should Congress enact to the Federal Aviation Administration reauthorization in order to achieve a net zero aviation future?
Representative Norton, if you look at our commitments, and it's business aviation working together with our commercial brethren to those net zero commitments, one of the biggest wedges in that is sustainable aviation fuel. And this Congress, in the last Congress, actually helped us a lot with the blended fuel tax credit and some other initiatives that were in there to start building out more production capability for sustainable aviation fuel. That is going to be huge. But the other part of this is if you look at how we develop those for both commercial and general aviation, the wedge for technology starts to grow pretty dramatically in the 2030s. So we need to be able to set the stage now to do what Mr. Bolter talked about, and what a lot of us are pushing for is just being able to facilitate that rapid ability to certify new technology out there. So think about electric augmentation of existing engines that we have that are out there burning traditional fossil fuel, hopefully soon a lot of SAF. But we've got that capability, a lot of in the advanced air mobility capability that we can extend with better battery power density technology to be able to provide essential air service to a lot of rural communities out there. So it is probably the most exciting time in aviation since the dawn of the jet age, as long as we can get this technology certified. And that's where this FAA reauthorization can really help us as a nation and as a planet.
Thank you. Captain Ambrosi, you mentioned a current U.S.-backed base carrier that is attempting to circumvent the FAA safety standards by utilizing foreign base flight crews. Airlines can evade the FAA's safety standards. I was shocked to learn that. Safety standards for crews, leading to decreased safety in American airspace. Is there currently any mechanism to prevent this kind of crew outsourcing that reduces safety in the name of corporate profit?
Well, thank you, Congressman, or Congresswoman, for the question. Short on time, so I will say quickly that the Department of Transportation looks at every foreign airline application to come into the U.S. So Congress's pressure on the Department of Transportation to ensure that the public interest test that's currently in legislation is applied to that to prevent foreign airlines from undermining U.S. labor standards.
Pleased to hear that. I yield back.
Thanks. Mr. Perry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.